So this was pretty insane and unexpected. A presidential candidate went after Kyle Kulinski, host of Secular Talk. Now that's one by the name of Cory Booker, as I like to call him, Cory Booker. And so everyone saw Elizabeth Warren's cringy dance moves that she was doing. It was just very tough to watch. And Kyle sent out a tweet saying, "I know your terrible advisors told you to be more relatable and dance, but really the trick is just being your authentic self, no more, no less." And Cory Booker, or Cory Booker as I like to call him, says, "Raise your hand if you know why people are trolling Elizabeth's dance moves and not my dad jokes." So this is really hilarious, right? He's implying that Kyle Kulinski is being sexist in making fun of Warren's dance moves. So this is, BS neoliberal 101, which is that, okay, anything is sexist. Anytime you critique a woman candidate, you're being a sexist. And we saw this all through 2016. These people are massive losers. But what's really hilarious about this is everybody was making fun of Cory Booker's jokes. Everyone was making fun of Cory Booker in general. There's that video of him making up a fictional character by the name of T-Bone. And he's like this hood guy or whatever that he tries to convert or something like that. So we make fun of this guy relentlessly. You guys saw the part where he started speaking Spanish after Beto started speaking Spanish. People make fun of this guy relentlessly. People troll him insanely. But you want to know what's really hilarious about this? This is a bit of a self-owned by Cory Booker here, because the reason why no one's talking about Cory Booker anymore is because he's not relevant. He didn't make the last debate. He didn't make this upcoming debate. I believe he's polling nationally at about 2 points in the polls. So if you want to know why people aren't talking about you, Cory, it's because you're simply not a relevant candidate. Warren is actually a relevant candidate. She's in 4th place. Now she's going down a bit significantly from Bernie. However, she still is, not 4th. She's in 3rd place right now. Okay? So it goes, it goes Biden, Bernie, and then Warren. So Warren's an actually relevant candidate. She's actually a relevant candidate in this race. Cory Booker, on the other hand, he's not relevant in this race at all. And so Kyle actually responds saying, "Here's me making fun of your dad jokes and Mayor Pete's dance, but congrats on your virtue signaling points." Cory Booker, something, Trudeau's hair, Democratic debate. This one's good God, and it's the video of the indoctrination of the Pete Buttigieg fans of how to do the dance. How are there 14 videos per day of this shitty dance and shitty song with old Pete supporters? So again, he's just showing, he's basically saying, "Hey dude, I make fun of you all of the time, but you're just not a relevant candidate anymore. You're not in this race. You don't have a chance to win. You're not even in the debates. So what is there to talk about? There's nothing to talk about here." So literally a presidential candidate, Neera Tanden, hilariously raising her hand, of course, because that's what she's done this whole time. Now, Imani Gandhi, who is this, legal analyst. Now, she's someone who's the opposite of a class reductionist. A class reductionist is somebody who basically boils everything down to class. There's no race factor or anything like that into it. She's literally the opposite, okay? She says verbatim, it's race, not class. One thing about her that you want to know is she did do foreclosure litigation for JP Morgan in 2011. So keep that in mind. She's got some cash in there, so that's kind of why she's not big on the class issues. She says, "Trolling Booker's dad jokes or mocking Pete's dance is not the same as you tagging Elizabeth Warren to tell her to be more authentic. You could apologize and learn something about the sexist way women politicians are covered in media and how you're contributing to it. Just try." And then she goes on this little thread to try to defend herself after people start memeing the shit out of her. But seriously, dude, there's nothing sexist about saying that what Warren is doing is inauthentic. Clearly what Warren is doing with these dance moves and all of this selfie stuff, it's clearly very forced. It's very obvious. And even if, it's not being authentic, it's still cringe, okay? It's still very, very cringe. But there is certainly an argument to be made that it's inauthentic because it comes off really forced. It seems to come out pretty randomly. So there's nothing sexist about that. Stop using the word in the wrong terms. There are plenty of areas in which sexism is real, okay, totally. But this is not one of them. Not at all. And so when you cry wolf, if you will, and you basically just, claim sexism when it's not sexism, when the time comes of there actually being real sexism, people are not going to believe you. You're devaluing what's going on. He responds saying, so I'm allowed to make fun of Mayor Pete's dance and Cory Booker's dad jokes, but I'm not allowed to make fun of Warren's dance? I'll tell you what, make me a list of the things I'm allowed to mock and not allowed to mock so I can use it as toilet paper. So, this is pretty hilarious. Again, I just want to remind you guys, Imani Gandhi did foreclosure litigation a couple years after the crash. So she was, doing some good old foreclosure stuff. This is the tweet. It says, "I did foreclosure litigation for J.P. Morgan," and this was sent out in 2011. So doing some of that good foreclosure litigation right post crash, meaning she's kicking out like poor people. Now, a Warren advisor said, "Hi, terrible Warren advisor here. Seeing her dancing and concluding it looks inauthentic / must have been done under construction reveals everything about how you view powerful women and nothing about our joyful, compassionate, fearless, delightful genius of a boss. Thanks." I mean, dude, if you're just gonna call everything sexism, like, dude, just watch this dance. Look at this. Does this look authentic to you? Like, come on. Like, what even is that? Like, what kind of just look at this, dude. There's no way you look at this and don't cringe superbly, okay? And then it's totally rational for you to come away like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on? This doesn't make sense. Like, what? And when does Warren do this, dude? Like, it's ridiculous. So, they're clearly getting all up in arms. It's pretty hilarious. But, no, it's not sexist to make a joke about what Elizabeth Warren is doing with her dancing, nor is it sexist to say that it's inauthentic. It's not at all. And so, again, there are times where sexism is very real, but this is not one of them. So please stop degrading the term. And I think Cory Booker is trying to really desperately grasp at any relevancy he has left, because he's polling at like 2 points nationally, if I'm correct. So he's barely above Tulsi Gabbard, which is embarrassing, obviously. It's just super sad, dude. This is embarrassing.